In 1954, Israeli Defense Minister Pinhas Lavon was forced to resign from office after ordering bombs to be placed in the consulates of the United States and Great Britain. The purpose of these bombs was to kill Egyptian officials and blame the United States. See, in the early 1950s, the United States had encouraged Great Britain to remove their troops from the Suez Canal and let Egypt be Egypt. Israeli officials felt that without Great Britain constantly keeping watch over Egypt, the land they occupied would be stolen. Ironic. So, they planted bombs with hopes that resulting loss of life would be blamed on Muslims, communists, or general malcontents. They hoped this would destroy relationships Egypt had built with the United States and Great Britain. The plot was foiled. Israeli spies worked hard to disrupt world powers, but MI6 works even harder and the CIA taught them how to play the game. But sometimes the Egyptians just need to pick up the phone. In Israel, this event is referred to as the bad business or the unfortunate affair. Specifically, it aimed to create unrest in Egypt. The United States had worked to build a relationship between the two, and Great Britain had come to believe that there was no reason they needed to protect the canal. At some unknown time, an Israeli intelligence officer, Avraham Dar, traveled to Cairo to protect a British man named John Darling. Darling had recruited Sayanim to protect him. The Sayanim are Egyptian Jewish people. This group were known for helping Egyptian Jewish people immigrate to Israel by avoiding detection. That's because Israel was practicing settler colonization in Palestine, and like many, Egypt felt it was wrong. Anyway, these men get recruited to be a secret intelligence group known as Unit 131 and are given training and covert operations to work for both the Israeli military and Mossad, basically their CIA. In the spring of 1954, they're told to get active and start sowing discord in what they called Operation Susanna. On July 2nd, 1954, they blow up a post office in Alexandria. On the 14th of July, they blow up the U.S. Information Agency libraries in Alexandria and Cairo. To put the cherry on top, they blow up a British movie theater. Now, these were homemade bombs. They were bags of acid placed over nitroglycerin. When the acid ate through the bag, it would reach the nitroglycerin and explode. They put these in books shortly before closing time and hid them on the shelves of the libraries. The building still stood, nobody died, nobody got injured, and most of the books were okay. As for the British theater, the Israelis had sent an agent named Avri Elad to oversee everything and disguised him as a former Nazi. Apparently, he thought this was ridiculous and called the Egyptian authorities. They followed the bomber, Philip Nathanson, all the way to the theater without him noticing. There was a fire truck already waiting for him at the theater. The fire truck wasn't even used. Do you know why? Because the bomb blew up in his pocket outside the building. He wasn't even hurt by it. They arrested him and searched his apartment where he had kept a list of names with everyone involved. This is ridiculous. Several Egyptian Jews, a couple undercover Israelis got arrested. Egyptian Yosef Karman and Israeli Lieutenant Colonel Mir Max Bennett committed suicide while awaiting trial. Moshe Marzuk and Shmuel Azar were found guilty and executed by hanging. 2 men were acquitted because they were only potential recruits. Mir Meyonas and Mir Za'afran served 7 years. Everyone else served 13. Israel fired Lavon for orchestrating, maybe just signing off on it. We don't know, because they denied this ever happened until 2005, when they awarded everyone who didn't snitch or die with presidential medals. What about our hero, Avri Elad? Eventually, he got caught stealing Israeli documents and did 10 years in prison. After, he moved to Los Angeles, California and said something along the lines of, "Yeah, I did it, and I'd do it again." Because to tell the truth, he was spying for the Egyptians long before these events.